Welcome to the Squad Plug. This is episode number 9.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow,
This
I have no
Petrie
idea what
episode was
episode
number 8,
Cool.
which was the last one.
Damn.
I know, it was a
We're
while
2 weeks
ago.
behind.
2 weeks.
usual.
We're 2 weeks behind. We were at regionals. We tried to record a podcast, but it was too noisy. The sound quality was really bad, so that didn't work
That was
out.
tough.
That's not the reason we didn't do it, but okay.
Yeah, but it sounded good, so
Okay.
now, but now, cat's out of the bag. I lied. I'm sorry, listeners. Like, Jesus. You had to just give me away like that, huh?
But yeah, how was regionals for all of you?
Regionals was great. We had 5 lifters compete in total.
Yeah.
They all did really well.
But Mark means the collaborative strength / GPT crew, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it just the collaborative strength?
There was a big GPT crew as well. So
GPT.
GPT, Gleason
That's why I
Performance
said
Training.
GPT.
It sounded a little bit like GPT.
Out of Connecticut. I know.
Was my accent is acting up?
PT. Yeah, I mean, he had, I don't know, I think there was like nearly 20 people from the gym. And we had 5. So we had
Cool.
I mean, you were with us the entire weekend, man.
Yeah, but look, it was all a blur, bro. All those blue shirts. I swear to God.
Those blue
I was
shirts.
like, I don't know who's with who. Like, legit.
Yeah.
I thought it was like one whole like team
we
of
were
mass.
all together.
Connecticutans.
We were all Connecticutans. Is that even?
Connecticutites.
I mean, technically, I'm a Bostonian.
Connecticutites.
So,
yeah, well, you are, but I mean, like your team's like Connecticutites.
that's fair.
Connecticutites.
That's fair. Connecticutites. I have no idea what it actually is.
Enough.
Connecticuters. I don't even know.
All right, Connecticuters. All right, we're
how
way
about
off
you,
now.
Mr.
I don't know what it is,
So how
but
about you, Mr. Connecticut?
Well, I'm a Bronxite, technically. You know.
But how was
I'm an Albanian.
How was the weekend for you?
The weekend for me was great, man. Fucking Jay did his thing. He went 8 for 9 PRs all across the board. I handled Matt for Andres, and he did very well as well. 7 for 9, some major PRs and that kind of stuff. So we had ourselves a good day. And then White Toe, we set up our booth. And that was a pretty damn amazing experience, to be honest, bro. Like to see, how many people turn up to the table.
Yeah.
Dude, that's pretty lit.
It was really cool.
How was your weekend at our regionals?
It was fucking amazing, bro. From the table to the Quad Inn you brought us to.
Yeah.
To I don't
You're
know.
welcome.
It
To
was
the
fun.
amazing
To
concessions.
the people that were like pulling up to the table, like talking to us.
Yeah, the conversation was flowing. It
Buying shoes.
was a good vibe.
It's really fun.
It was fun. It was fun.
That was fun. It's been a string of meets of this nature and whatnot these past few weekends. It's crazy to be at this point,
Yeah. I'm actually really excited that regionals is back.
Me too.
Yeah.
Like back.
Like back. Yeah, because 2019 was the last time that we did one in the Northeast.
I don't remember. I don't remember the regionals back then having as much of a turnout as these do, if memory serves correctly.
It's tough. I remember. Well, I mean, I did 2018 and 2019 at Mohegan Sun.
How many people did you have out there?
To be honest, I'd have to look it up. I don't remember. There was. I just remember there was a lot of people, but we were also at Mohegan Sun, so I could have played into it a little bit. I'm sure there was something else going on in the casino that weekend. But yeah, I'm just super excited it's back. It's just everything. They did a really good job with it, so I'm excited to bring another crew there next year.
It was really well ran.
Yeah.
It really was. Kudos to Jan Dario and to Marshall and to pretty much everybody who had a hand in that. How much did Eric Cordero help out with that? Because I was hearing people give him praise and so on and so forth.
I mean, I saw himself that he was like, you shouldn't, give me any thank yous.
I saw
all
it too.
Jan, and I mean, he does his part. So thank you, Eric Cordero. I doubt he listens to this. But,
That was good stuff. The officiating, I want to say, was rather consistent from what I saw. For those not in the
red
room.
lighted my own lifter from the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did it out of spite.
She did to mine too.
I was like, how dare you?
It'd be your own.
I fucked this off and I told her, like, if she's at nationals reffing, I don't want her on my platform.
I mean,
I would do anything I
to
could.
be fair, my guy was borderline, but like the two side refs didn't call him.
But that's the thing.
So
though.
like,
usually when somebody knows you, they'll be a little more strict with you. So I don't want that.
Usually that's
I'll
not
be
the
honest.
case. In fact, it's mostly the
No,
opposite.
no, no. It depends.
I don't think it should. I think they
Depends
should
on the
remain
person.
neutral more than anything. I don't really think they should do you any favors, but I don't think they should be hard on you either.
Yeah, well, some people,
You know,
sometimes
it
people
should just be a
overcompensate,
neutral
so.
call.
But it's kinda-
Did you hit depth or not? I mean,
know.
it's not that.
But when it's borderline and you
But
know
if you-
that
but if-
person, you don't want to feel like you're making them you're doing them a favor. So
But if it's borderline, then they're gonna doubt, and then if they have any inkling of doubt, they're supposed to give you a white anyways.
Yes, thank you.
ask Soph, she's right there.
She'll say that I'm right.
No, but I'm saying like so that means that she was certain that it was high.
So the other thing also I noticed there about that stuff there is that people trying to overturn those calls.
I talked to her about
So-
this after. I think she realized she was being a little overzealous.
So they're trying to overturn those calls. I noticed, like the 2 reds and so on and so forth. like Mike, for
Oh,
example,
yeah.
walks up to the table, and as he walks up to the table with his hand in his in the air and whatnot, the judges just shake their heads.
Yeah, they literally just
You
looked
know,
at
the
him
jury
and
was like, nope.
it
the
was
jury
high.
were
It was
they
high.
weren't playing any
They were
games.
ruthless. They were not messing around.
He'd like start walking. They'd be like, "Don't even try."
No, but I don't get that though. Like, then why is the jury even there if they're not even gonna?
Well,
they
I'm sure a
agreed
lot
with
of
it.
people went up and they didn't actually have like legit, like issues that they could call on. You know,
I don't think there was any overturned lifts at all.
I don't really remember. I wasn't paying
Yeah,
attention.
cool. Well, we weren't inside for the entire thing, so you know,
Let me assume,
you saw like
bro.
2.5.
Let me
lifts,
assume.
what are you talking about?
Let me stir the pot a little bit, bro. Let me,
You were
let me do my
outside the
thing.
whole time. You're at the white toe
Let me do
table.
my thing, bro.
Well, he
me see my
was
shit.
also inside, taking doing photo ops with Gino, which is
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
cool. That was lit. That was cool.
Gino's our
He
boy.
gave his little plug talking about how we are notoriously good. You know.
Oh
Notoriously-
yeah,
No, no,
yeah,
no, no, no.
yeah. That was really cool.
Notoriously better and cheaper than competitors. That's what he said.
That actually rhymes
And I
a little
quote,
bit too.
yes.
So that sounds
Yeah, no.
good.
Gino's got the touch. Yeah, so that was a
Gino's
good
got the
time.
magic touch.
So how are you
was good.
guys? What do you do like since then and now?
Since then out, just a whole bunch of white toe stuff on my end. That onboarding some new lifters on the team, that kind of stuff. Getting people ready for nationals now.
Yeah.
You know, starting to just make that little transition from like I guess like a more, generalized like training approach to specificity enhancing and things starting to be paired off for a taper. So that's starting to happen right now.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing
I
it.
also have like a cluster of meets around the same time, so there's a lot on my plate right now as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, I have I think 3 or 4 people competing in September. I'm competing in September. So
Gleason's.
at Gleason's, yeah, the 23rd.
Oh, look at you.
Is it,
Yeah.
is it a rookie meet?
No, the second is the rookie meet. I actually have a lifter doing that meet.
Oh,
Yeah, we actually he actually drove down from Rhode Island today.
Oh, I saw that your story,
Yeah, and he
yeah.
met me at the gym.
First time?
First time we ever met. Yeah, because he's like an hour and 45 minutes away.
That's a bit of a drive.
But it was cool for him to come down and lift, and he hit some PRs with room in the tank. He's funny because he trains in his laundry room. He has like a squat rack and bar plates, all that stuff, and it's been like years since he's actually trained in a gym.
Really?
Yeah, and he's never even really trained in like a powerlifting gym, so he's never been in that like type of environment. And the place was packed today, and people were hitting big lifts and hitting PRs, and there was someone rang the bell, so it was like cool to have that environment there today. And so he's like a chronic undershooter, where he's like,
I was gonna say something about that. Do you think that having that hype around you like every once in a while
oh yeah,
helps you like push yourself a little
I
more?
mean, he had a lot more in the tank. I just know, from working with him for so long at this point, he's always one to like go for the smaller PR. He's never really the one to go for like even today, he was we were all pretty wiped. It was so hot, so humid in the gym. But we were deadlifting, and we did an SBD day together, and we were deadlifting and hit 475 pretty easily. Like I think his best deadlift's like 485, and I'm like, I think you got 500, and he's like, let's do 490.
Oh,
And he's just like that conservative type of dude, which is, it's great though. He's like very steady in training, and but it's cool. Like we had a great time, great training session. He's going to do his first meet on September 2nd. It was really cool to get him involved because like he didn't really, even when we started working together, like he loves to lift, but like powerlifting it didn't really interest him. He's like, maybe, I don't know, never really. I've thought about it, but I don't know. And then and now he's kind of taking the plunge. You know,
So speaking of home gym training, you really trained in your basement earlier today.
I know.
That was actually
How was that? Is the first time you trained at like a home gym?
No, I did that for years. Well, not for years, but like for a year and a half. During during COVID and stuff like that.
That was not a home gym.
It was a basement gym.
Okay.
Like legit, but I guess it counts as a home gym. You know, so I did that for a while. I actually hit some tremendous PRs. The first time I hit 452 on bench press, I hit it in that basement. First time I hit 600 on squats, I hit it in that basement. You know, some very hairy moments in that basement.
I've never lived in the basement
lifts.
yet. I'm waiting to train in your basement one day. I want to squat in your basement.
So training downstairs was good. Albeit kind of
because I don't like your bench, and I don't want to deadlift because I don't want to ruin the floor. So
Ylli already assured us that we were not going to ruin the floor.
I don't trust him.
Ylli's actually a structural engineer.
Yes, I am by trade.
He assured us.
No, bullshit.
He said it's good. It's good.
Thumbs up. Don't worry, I'm not going to break the floor.
It's concrete underneath, isn't it?
Yes, I'm just fucking awesome.
Jesus Christ. But that stuff though. So it was good training downstairs, albeit I was very hot because it's like 104 degrees outside. And we also had a bit of a rough day today, you know, with all the driving that we did, like about 6 hours.
It was not that bad.
So my back was kind of hurting. It was hurting to the extent that had it been Mateo, he would have sent me a text, "Ylli, my back hurts. I need to go home, please." And then he would have driven off into the sunset.
So we went downstairs though. And Ylli's like, "Oh no, I got to see what I got on my program." And he pulls it up. He's like, "I got to do 4x3 with 485," and the man just put 220 kilos on the bar.
It's
No
all
warm up. No, he didn't even take the bar for a single.
But you know what's crazy?
And he did his 4x3.
And then he finished the set.
And then he fucked
My
his
back is
up.
cooked, bro. My back is cooked.
As though it has like okay. So when I hit 700,
We're just
I know it's not, but I'm just fucking with you.
clear, we're joking.
Okay,
we don't really think.
believe that.
Well, you guys are joking.
For the listener,
but the listener may not
'cause I don't-
understand that and may think, "Oh my goodness, he's not warming up. Therefore, he got hurt."
I know. That's why I want to be clear
actually-
right now that we're just joking.
Actually, that kind of stuff though. So
He went on to RDL 640 anyways.
Yeah.
He wanted the RDL 675 though.
You guys
did.
missed
You've
it.
been talking about that all day today.
I wanted to, but look, my back was cooked, bro. What am I gonna do?
It wasn't there, bro. Take what's there and
How
build
hard was
momentum,
it?
bro.
So
This is
how hard
why
was it?
you're that we're so back chart.
I know. But like, wait.
Up and down all the time.
You were down with him. How hard was it?
So tell him what happened. Tell him what happened.
Tell us what happened.
Well,
I did a lap with
He-
640 in my hands.
yeah, he Ylli lost a little bit of balance with 640, and he regained his balance. He did another rep, but it threw him off.
That's not the first time you do that, right?
It's
You've
not.
done it before. Yeah.
That's why he's doing these heavy ass RDLs.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why I think he's going a little too heavy on them.
Oh,
I think you should
God.
probably.
All right, Mom. Jesus.
You're good. Yeah, but he needs a certain load to challenge his balance, or else it's not really going to be an effective stimulus. Don't you understand
So you're
this?
saying he needed 675 to be balanced enough to not fall over.
No, what I
Maybe
needed,
he needs to stand on a boat.
What I needed was something sufficiently difficult to basically just tax me and put me to a range of motion with a significant load of weight, and basically I guess like adapt to that and be able to to grind through it or to figure out what my tolerances are or how to fight for position, which is what I do with that.
That's 640.
Well, it's all relative. Again, 640 for me.
I know,
It really isn't shit compared to some of the
It
people
was
in my weight class.
640 today.
Rondell was 640 is practically benching the shit.
He benched 550 for a double the other day.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. God, I know.
And here I'm struggling with 640 on
what
RDLs.
the hell?
Yeah.
Put things in the
I
context.
squatted
And
550.
I was going to say, you're trying to squat this for double.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's out there.
You're in the same
Yeah.
weight class, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know. So that stuff. My aim with RDLs there isn't like neat technique or good form or anything of that nature. My aim there is basically it's as heavy a load as possible, just to go through that range of motion itself, and to basically to challenge myself, so that when I'm faced with an actual regular deadlift, I'm not as hesitant. And I've noticed it has been carrying over. Some people call this axial loading, and I think for me it works. That's my intent with it, my aim with it, and it has been working for me. I hit 700 plus pounds for the first time while employing this method. Me and James, I think we have a good thing going as far as this is concerned. So I use it, I do it. People say, "Oh, but the form's not good." It's not about form. It really isn't. Nor is it an ego lift itself. It's just basically something to really tax myself and to have my spine moving in a certain kind of range with that load. You know, and then again, seeing 650 on the bar on the regular deadlifts, it's that less intimidating. You know, it's also hard for you to get the position for the first pull because the wrist straps.
No, but it's also getting hard to position for the first one because you actually have to deadlift it.
Not so. I mean, do you see how low I give with the bar? Do you see how low I give with the bar?
No,
Like
I don't really. I'm gonna be honest with you. Whenever you post remaining deadlifts, I never watch your videos. I never watch them. I just double tap them. I just keep scrolling.
Your own.
From the guy who puts the barbell on his triceps.
I know, right?
Squats.
Yeah. I never said my squat is impressive. He gets the job done, but it's not impressive.
I mean, he's hard to please, huh? Because I think his squat's pretty impressive.
Well, I mean, he's hard to please. He is, but he's also his own biggest fan. You know, on occasion, I find.
But also my own.
I can tell.
Yeah, to an
I
extent.
can tell.
I think more a fan than a hater, but that's what it is.
My fucking squat sucks.
Though it is.
Don't look at me.
Though his execution is consistent. You know, people can say what they want and whatnot, but Mateo is a meet day performer. And I think that's where all that shit counts. It happens in the gym, form, bad form, other cases. None of that means jack shit. What matters is what happens on the platform. And if you can put it together there, then really people don't have shit to talk about.
Yeah.
You know, like his depth, for example, people challenge it before seeing that, saying, "Oh, you're not a depth," blah blah, talking about his bench and so on and so forth. Pretty much whatever they could throw fucking shade out there, throw shade at, and lo and behold, he did the thing. You know, and we left pounds on the platform as well.
It's okay. We're gonna get them.
Bench press is what we need to work on.
We're gonna get them in September.
I know. September's gonna be nice.
What's he working on?
Working on some good stuff. Looking at a couple of sevens.
7?
A7.
A7?
Well, a 7 for deadlifts.
You forgot the squat.
I know.
If I don't squat 700, I don't think you understand. I'm not.
I don't squat 700.
I don't think we'll need to squat 700.
I will squat
for our intents. You know, redacted.
Don't worry about it. I will. Don't worry about that.
Let's see.
I want to squat 700.
I was more important like to see you deadlift.
Enough of the bickering.
Anyways, let him talk.
Yeah.
He doesn't even. You see, like we don't even know what.
No, I was genuinely asking.
Right now.
But I'm considering different things and looking how things are pragmatically.
Yeah.
Where your squat is, where your deadlift should be, where it could be.
I'll prove you wrong.
Discussions we've had in the past.
For those who don't know, Ylli coaches Mateo.
Yeah.
I also think that Ylli is his biological father, but I haven't been able to prove that.
You're not the only one that thinks that. You know how many?
I mean, he called me his dad like 20 times today, so I mean, there might be something to it.
You know how many people
were you born again?
Ask us if we're like.
Let me check my calendar. See where I was in 19. What was it? When were you born? 2002.
2001.
You don't even know your son's birthday.
Wow. You were a mailman in Greece in 2001. Wow.
I was actually on vacation in Greece. Thessaloniki, was it?
Yeah. Yes.
That's why you don't look anything like your dad.
How do you know that? How do you know about my dad?
I didn't. You just told me.
That's why I'm balding.
Oh, Lord.
All right.
God.
But seriously, though.
I'm being cooked.
I get it.
So what's your goal for Nats?
My goal for Nats, you want to hear like the realistic numbers or like the delusional numbers? Like
Give me both. I'm interested to see the disparity between the two.
like
for the audience just tuning in, Mateo's realistic numbers are also very delusional.
Pretty much. like considering the fact that I told 787, like my realistic numbers, quote unquote realistic, are like probably an 820 kilo total, which that would be like a 680 squat, like a 450 bench, and like a 700 deadlift.
That's not unreasonable.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm joking.
My delusional numbers would be a 700-pound squat.
That's delusional.
It's not that far. It's 20 pounds.
You know what? No.
Yeah, he may get it.
Thank you. I have plenty of little doubt in me, but I need a little more doubt.
I'm not saying that you will never squat 700 pounds.
No, you were saying I'm not
at Nats.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, I hope you do.
So 700-pound squat, like a 458 to 464 bench, and like a 711, 716 deadlift. Like they're delusional. They're pretty delusional, but like not that far off from like my quote unquote like a doable number.
How's your pec?
It's feeling good. It felt bad for like a week. Back right now, ready. We're building for a good single in a couple of weeks. Getting
I
ready.
mean, you benched 407 the other day. So.
Yeah, it was pretty easy.
And it was
I
easy,
feel
yeah.
fine.
So-
I'm back. I'm pretty much back. I have no pains.
So back.
So speaking
we're
of
so
bench, speaking of bench, I saw
Oh,
a
yeah.
video recently talking about like bench technique and so on and so forth that really triggered me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
I haven't
Dude,
seen that
when-
video, so do
when-
you mind?
yeah, if
letting
you
me know?
go ahead and watch it while we talk about
It's
it.
a lot of
Oh my
minutia over.
irrelevant horseshit.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. There's no
Pretty
point to any of
much.
that stuff. If you're worried about your neck position in a bench press for a PR attempt, my guy, maybe you shouldn't be bench pressing. It is that simple. And if you're executing that lift, and if you're trying to go for like like that PR, like like you're demonstrating, right? You're demonstrating for the public, and you're doing like with an empty bar. It's irrelevant. It doesn't mean jack shit.
Yeah, right.
It's ridiculous. So I don't know. I mean, people worried about neck, whatever. And even looking at the video, the issue wasn't the neck. It came down to what was taking place in the hips, what's taking place in the back. But he's referring to the neck as like a guidepost, like to cue into because it's new, it's interesting, and people go, "Oh my goodness, why didn't I think of that?"
That's what. Honestly, that's what all these
Lord.
posts are.
That's really what it comes down to.
Excuse me. Yeah, that's what all these posts are. It's just like they'll come up with like some new body part to focus on, or like, and it's like, oh, here's the new thing that like everyone should pay attention to, and it's like, oh my God, and it's like it's gonna die out in a few
It's going to fizzle
months,
out,
and
exactly.
yeah, and then
Never
it'll
be
be
heard from
another
again.
thing, and
And
people will start talking about your ear position.
It's just these like ridiculous trends. People like buy into. And
Did you say your ear position?
Yeah,
legit. I mean,
that's gonna be
it
the
may
next
come to that.
thing. People are gonna be like, "Oh my God, I never thought about my ear
So
position."
the crazy thing I'm seeing now is the whole shift in scap position thing. Like for the longest time, it was like the biggest deal was basically keeping scapular retraction and depression.
Yeah.
Scaps back and down. And now people say, "Oh no, you want to have free scaps," and I'm hearing it over and over again, and it tells me it's a catchy trend, it's a buzzword, it's just like some ridiculous stuff again.
Yeah,
it's basically designed to make people seem like they're an authority.
it's
on the
just
topic
like
when they really
everybody.
aren't.
We did this thing before, and now we're gonna do this thing
Exactly.
now because it's
Yes.
new
Yes.
and innovative.
Yes, it reminds me of I don't know, I talk about this analogy a lot, but it's like Plato's Republic. He talks about like developing the ultimate society, like the 555 people or the 5,555 people. Each person does their own thing, and then you get to the apex where everything is perfect, and then the new generation comes in and says, "Hey, but how about we change everything?" It's basically that kind of thing. The Ouroboros of society, but it's in powerlifting and with circle jerks.
Okay, I have another question, right? How do you feel about coaches who basically like force their athletes to like change their technique to like be like technically proficient?
I think there can be something to it to an extent. If somebody's out there with dog shit form and it's clearly holding them back,
Whoa!
where you're seeing basically, in other words, like elbows flailing about in the bench press,
form.
and you're seeing like legs kicking out, then maybe there's something to be said about that. If somebody's like lifting 400 plus pounds on bench press, and you're saying to them, "Hold on a second, we need to redesign everything over here. How about instead of your sink, let's go for a soft touch?
No, but that's
this
what I'm
is
saying,
clearly
like,
the optimal way."
When it comes to like people who are like
stupid,
pretty strong already, right?
Yeah.
Or like when they start working with a coach and the coach has like a specific way to make all his lifters lift like the same exact technique for every
So what happens? That
Yeah,
coach ends up with a whole lot of turnover.
Yeah, I was
Those
just gonna
people-
say that.
yes.
That's not gonna last very long.
Those people leave that coach. They move on to their own thing. But what also happens is that coach has a whole lot of success stories because some people just respond well to that
Yeah.
technique. He says, "Look what I did. I'm a genius." Never mind the 16 people who just left his roster because it didn't work for him.
Yep.
The
Instagram
thing
is just
with that
it's a
is-
highlight reel.
The thing with that is those people leave so fast that he's like, oh, they didn't stay long enough for them
Yes.
to like, get the
Yes.
proper
Or
adaptation.
the
So-
programming itself. Kind of like recently, I had a friend of mine. I'm not going to name names, but neither for lifter nor for the coach here. But lifters, I guess, my social circle. And the coach here is a pretty big name in powerlifting. So my guy comes up to him and he says, "All right, so I have this pain history, and I work with a coach who's working on my pain and whatnot that you're familiar with, yada yada." And the coach here, the actual coach he's working with now, says, "Oh yes, this reminds me of this current person I'm working with. I have a program for you." Puts it in. After the first week, it's challenging. The guy looks at the program and he sees very quickly on the fourth week he's doing like 115% deadlift. While complaining about the fact that his back is hurting and he can barely hit like in the 80% range. It just makes no sense. So he threw him a cookie cutter, and I think he charged him like $250 or something like that for it. Yeah. Yes.
Interesting.
So you do have coaches out there who are like that, and some people respond well to it, and those success stories are highlighted, they're brought up. But the failures with that cookie cutter, because that's what it is, a cookie cutter program, are never brought to the light. You think that coach ever put out on the stories, oh, by the way, things didn't work out with this guy, wish him all the best, yeah, blah, blah. Never happened.
I mean, do you do that? Of course you don't.
I don't. I don't. But at the same time, though, like if he's talking about this program is the best program, and this is like the program, because my thing is bespoke. Like I customize it to each person, and you can cross reference from lifter to lifter, see there are like huge differences in the way I do
I'm
things.
the same way.
So with this instance, though, he's talking about the program is fantastic and it works for everybody, and he does so quite unqualifiedly.
Yeah,
that's when there's an issue.
Yeah, I mean, I think individualizing the program, is very important. I think, and not just, like looking at it at the technique and being like, oh, we need to work on this and here's these accessories. It's like finding out like, which days of the week do your lifters feel strongest? Which days of the week do your lifters feel weakest? Like how can you organize the program in a way that's going to like maximize their time spent in the gym? Like, like I always want like the program to fit their schedule and not them trying to like fit their entire life around.
Works out that way.
Yeah, it's like if you can only train these days and like you have limited time on these days, like I'm gonna try to like arrange the program in a way that like maximizes all these training sessions, and maximizes recovery and all the other stuff. But yeah, I think that's super important rather than like making everybody do some cookie cutter approach and making everybody's technique look exactly the same and like, oh well, this is how I do it, so this is how you should do it too. Yeah. Like I always encourage all my people to try and, try different things. And like, we do variations and stuff that's like, like high bar and, move grips around on bench press and do your opposite stance deadlift and like, explore different movements and like learn how to do different things. And, even within your own comp lifts, like try different stuff. Like, see, you know what I mean? Like always try to seek out like a more efficient way to do the task.
So for me, I like to keep things rather, I guess, like static, and then start to see when things aren't progressing, and then change from there. I like with emerging strategies, what they do basically.
I do a very similar approach. Yeah,
I like to, as much as possible, I like to limit the amount of variables when changing things. I like to change maybe I guess like a rep scheme, maybe change a set scheme, change RPE structure, that kind of stuff. And then if things don't work out there, then we start to substitute work, like actual like exercises. So you find maybe if a person's elbows are still burning, say instead of doing low bar, even like this with a lower RPE, lower reps, what the case happens to be, lower sets. Now instead maybe we do like safety bar.
Yeah, exactly.
So that kind of stuff. But I find that actually works quite effectively with my lifters. Yeah, people I guess regularly like dealing with like knee tendonitis, elbow tendonitis, back pain, that kind of stuff, and just it's referring to past experiences and past solutions which work for people and listening to what they actually have to say. That guides us. I ask questions like, what makes it feel bad? What makes it feel better? Like which workouts can you do without feeling pain? And how far can you push before you feel pain? Based off of that, you have a little template there that you can actually use. Right. The coaches out there just basically beat them into dirt. Like, oh, don't worry, you'll feel better in time. Yeah. Or conversely, they say, oh, we're gonna shut everything down, reduce percentages, reduce RP, and that kind of stuff. Yeah. You have to actually just pay attention to people. They actually have to be the coach that you pretend to be. And many people have a hard time doing so, for whatever reason.
It's easy to talk a big game on the internet, right?
It is. It really is.
Why would you say that?
Like, it is.
Look at you stirring the pot.
You gotta have some ability to influence people, though. Don't you think? Like you cannot just say stuff and expect people to believe it. Like you're saying, it's easy to say stuff on the internet.
It is.
It is.
But it's hard to make people believe it.
It's not hard. It's not hard.
It really depends. I mean, if you have a decent sized following, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. It's not easy to build your following.
But if you already have, there's people on the internet with big followings that say stupid stuff every day, Mateo.
So building that big following also requires something else. It goes back to the circle jerk, like a dynamic. If you, as a coach, have a group of coaches, basically more or less like a little bit of a cabal here, and you say, you know what we're going to do? We're going to call each other, I guess, like the best coaches in the game. And I'm going to tag you, I'm going to at you, like, all these, like, posts where I talk about how good, who the good coaches are, who to work with, and so on and so forth. That there gives people the belief that these people are actually good. It gives people the belief that they're actually good. Knowing behind the scenes what's actually taking place with many of these coaches, it's like, oh my goodness, they're like, fucking putting a sheet over people's eyes. And I don't understand how people are falling for this. Because
it's a philosophical problem.
Because it's the people within, it's people who are friends with them who are calling them good coaches. Just like how one of these individuals is calling the products that his people are producing good products. Bit of a conflict of interest. If somebody who's antagonistic towards you calls you a good coach, that's something we should be taking a little bit more seriously. That means, despite the fact this person doesn't like you, they give you the respect you deserve because of how well you execute. And I don't see that happening. You see?
Yeah,
So
I know.
He's right,
I know
I feel
he's
like
right.
Morgan Freeman. Right?
I know he's right. I just, I just like.
So how you develop that following is basically you keep that going. The echo chamber grows and it grows and it grows. More people fall into it.
Yep.
And things grow, I guess, like exponentially as opposed to arithmetically.
But how do you join the circle?
I don't want to join the circle. I don't know if you noticed, but I antagonistic, actively, I'm an antagonist to circle jerks. Period.
Yeah.
I ruffle the feathers of my own people.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy. I'm not going to kiss ass or pretend like that. I feel a certain
So you
way
have
when
to
I
kiss
don't.
ass to make it to the circle jerk.
Honestly, that's what it comes down to.
Inherently anti-circle jerk around here.
Yes.
Oh, you are?
Yep.
I think all of us here fit the bill as well.
You'd be surprised.
What the hell
Talking
is that,
about
man?
best. Talking about the producer.
Within our own circle.
No, but either way, so we bust each other's chops. Just
I have
people
a
listen
question,
to this
right?
podcast.
Wait.
Question each other.
Sorry.
All right. What is
Do you think that
the
people?
smirk on his face?
Do you
says
think
it
that
all.
other people think the same thing about us, that we're a circle jerk? Have you ever thought about that?
No, because we spoke to somebody today who said that we bust each other's chops on the podcast. We actually challenge each other. So that takes place. And me and Mark actually would like when it comes down to ideas and whatnot, we clash quite frequently to the point that I unfollowed him.
Yes. Before we were cool. Before we were actually
Like,
cool.
fuck this dude.
This is established. This is not a circle jerk. This is not a safe space. This is indeed quite hostile.
He would never unfollow me again. Though.
No.
Oh, now it's like a little lost.
You saw the light, not for nothing else. But there was a great deal of delusion there, and I think basically he was a victim of some incorrect guidance and put a little bit too much trust in a person who he shouldn't have put trust in.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept, like I said before, like people listen to the podcast, and this has been referenced frequently.
Yeah.
I don't think I should have unfollowed. That was probably not the move.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, you're really quick to judge sometimes, you personally.
And was I wrong in this instance?
I mean, apparently you were, because we're sitting on his couch talking.
So put it. No, so I'm talking about in the reference of this decision I made. They're thinking that in other words he was making the wrong decisions there because it was based off of what a certain individual was telling you. Over and over again.
Was he not right to just turn his back on me?
I know, right?
So that I regret.
Instead of helping, or like giving his input.
Instead of offering guidance
I'll try to.
Instead of offering his own guidance.
He said he tried to. What do you mean by that?
Turned his back on.
Well, I make comments under his posts.
On my burner account.
No, never that. What? That's not me. I know somebody else who does that and actually, stalks me on USAPL comment threads.
Interesting.
Yes.
Let's not get there.
Yeah, no. He's not worth the attention. But
yeah.
that kind of stuff, though. So, no, like I'd say for circle jerks is basically when people are actually opposed to these people or they're dealing with people who are actual scumbags and pretending that they're good to continue that circle jerk.
There's a lot of that in powerlifting.
But it's in everything, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't get too butthurt about it, whatever the case happens to be, or get too much into my feelings because it happens in powerlifting. It's worse in the NFL. It's worse in the NBA and that kind of stuff. It's worse in every big sport. How many toxic people do you have like in charge of these administrations, these administrations of these sports and whatnot, who do whatever the fuck it is they want to do? They make USAPL and powerlifting America and whatnot look like Mother Teresa. Legit.
It was actually not really a good person.
What's up?
We don't have to go down that route.
Yeah, there's things to support the fact that she was not the best of people. The pain medicine and whatnot.
Yeah, let's go there because I feel like we were kind of like out of topic.
But it's not worth even getting there. So first off, like I'm sympathetic towards Mother Teresa because she's Albanian, first and foremost, right? So we have that thing. So I'm Albanian, she's Albanian.
But I don't know about it.
But even then, I'm looking at things, I guess, quite objectively.
Okay.
There's some things.
All right. So how about the white tone knee sleeves?
We're talking about Mother Teresa on the squat plate. Are you kidding me?
I don't know. You brought it up. I want to know about it.
How did we get to this point?
The white tone knee sleeves.
Yeah.
We were talking about that like in a couple podcasts ago, right?
Well,
my back
I don't know if you remember.
We may have introduced them.
Yes, because it was still an idea. We were not like
okay. Well,
sure.
not just an idea
Now
anymore.
it's becoming a reality.
It is a reality.
We've manifested destiny.
Yes.
So
we have a few pairs we just brought from
they
China.
Didn't bring me a pair, which I'm fucking pissed
we don't. We'll give you one. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want you to give me one. I told you.
But okay, so basically, we have the majority of the knee sleeves on their way here. Probably gonna be here. I want to say by the end of August, if everything goes well.
By the end
Hopefully.
of August, really? Sweet baby.
Like a month.
Oof.
Yeah, it's
So-
it's
weird.
overseas. It's like
That's fair.
It's sea freight.
Yeah.
So that is the most random of fucking shipping you could possibly fucking get. You don't know when the fuck it's gonna arrive, and they
Fair
gaslight you. That's the worst part about it. You ask them what happened. Oh yeah, no, it's in California.
Yeah.
And I'm calling like fucking like UPS out in Cali. I'm like, yo, so what's going on with the tracking number here? They tell me that you guys have it. No, we don't, because if we did, there would be a tracking number. I've had that happen, for the last shipment of the white toes.
Gotcha.
The shoes.
Yeah. But let's hope if the ship doesn't sink or anything like that, they'll be here by the
Nice.
They'll be here by the end of
Well,
next
white
month.
toe deadlift socks
That's also in the works, but
Works.
yeah, we're
with
working on
pizzas
that.
on them
With pizzas on them.
I wouldn't mind that.
or tacos.
Yeah, you know what? Like an all black sock with the white pizzas, like all white, just like black and white, but like it's pizza like logo, you know.
But
anyway, so-
you know me, I'm open to whatever, bro.
But
if,
yeah,
if it looks good and people like it, by all means.
So for the knee sleeves, so you want to talk about the specs a little bit? Like you want to?
So the knee sleeves. So we got a contoured, but it's not too aggressively contoured.
Yes, just slightly
It's slightly contoured. The stitching itself is a little bit more passive, so it chafes the back of the knee and the hamstring a whole lot less than some of the other pro version knee sleeves that are out there, thicker knee sleeves, more sturdy knee sleeves. It is sturdier indeed than many of the knee sleeves out there. If I had to compare it to something, I'd probably say it's close to like the rigor mortises. How
I've
stiff
never
they are.
tried them, but I'm gonna be honest. I saw them at Collegiate Nationals, and I got it, and I held a pair in my hands, and I wasn't really a fan of the stiffness.
Mhm.
They were not that stiff. Maybe like the shape itself helps
I'm not
make
sure.
them feel stiffer, but the
Mhm.
stiffness itself was nothing surprising.
Mhm.
I think our sleeves right now are really similar to like the original redacteds, like the ones that came out like a couple of years ago,
Yes.
like when they first came out.
So the knee sleeves themselves, basically looking at higher quality product. It's higher quality product from the same manufacturer for less. And it boggles my mind that.
No, go ahead.
No, he's
Continue.
clapping. He likes
No,
it.
thank you.
I'm happy. I'm
So-
excited for
And it blows my mind that they have such a horrid, customer service, I guess, experience that they give to the customers. Because if you're paying that much for them, why can't you get returns for them? Why
If you call white toe customer service, who do you get? Mateo?
You
It's
get
both of
me.
Depends.
You get both
Depends.
of us, honestly. We kind of like split the load.
the complicated kind of stuff that
Yes.
I tend to take care of. When it comes to shipping and returns, that kind of stuff, for the most part, it's Mateo who takes care of
Yeah.
the stuff.
So Ylli's
Customer complaints.
We both take care of them. I want to say.
okay, but Ylli's
just-
more
I'm
of the
just-
guy like the guy basically handling stuff like he's the one like doing most of the talking, and I'm the one like basically doing like the actual work, like shipping orders, like doing like small return, like talking about returns.
I mean, it just works better that way because
talking with the manufacturers.
He has first off, he has all the stuff at his place, and secondly, also he has all the the programs ready, like the labels.
Yeah,
all that kind of
exactly,
stuff at his
exactly.
place.
So
if we both do it, it complicates
no,
things.
it's gonna be a pain in the ass. It's
Exactly.
gonna be somebody has, so like that's how we basically split it. Now Ylli is more of the communications guy, which is he's a lot better than I am. Let's be honest, because I'm not good at networking. So he's the quote unquote networking guy. I'm the guy like
All right.
doing the
Mm.
manual labor. Let's just say.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mateo does an amazing job. Not to be do like the whole circle jerk thing.
It feels a little bit
Objectively,
like that.
It does. But it's like call out for what it is. He does an excellent job of shipping that kind of stuff. And sometimes yo, bro, I feel like I'm not doing enough.
I feel the same way, and don't worry about it.
Really?
Yeah.
So I heard talk of some new colorways.
Yes. So we're thinking about some new stuff going forward. I'm trying to
But
think.
I think we should keep that for another episode.
Yes.
We have plenty of
some other time.
information, and I
all
think
right.
we've been going for a while now, right? Like 40 minutes. So that was a
All right. White toes. Knee sleeves. Dropping the end of
August.
August if they ever get here.
If they don't, yeah,
Yeah,
don't get lost.
The ship doesn't
All
sink.
right.
But yeah.
yeah. Look, I'm losing my voice. I
I think we should start wrapping
It's
this
time.
up.
It's time.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Thanks for listening.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah,
We'll catch you next time,
whenever that is.
whenever that is.
Peace.
17 weeks from now.
Talk to you
yes.
guys soon.